Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. I haven't done actual proper videos in a while, but today we are covering the Glock 48 Tyrant Designs mag extension. Is it practical or is it tactical? I wish I had some text floating up above my hand, practical, tactical, and I'm not that fancy. So we're gonna get right into it. So, Glock 48 Tyrant mag extension. This is a +4 round mag extension for the Glock 48. Of course, you can order these for different Glocks, and I'm sure they have these attachments for different handguns. If you're not sure what I'm pointing out in the video or what we're reviewing, it's this red mag extension right there. So here's a normal Glock 48 magazine, holds 10 rounds, and this is another Glock 48 magazine with the +4 Tyrant Arms mag extension. So is it practical or is it tactical or tactical? Now, what do I mean by that? There are a lot of YouTubers, there are a lot of people in the firearms community that love firearms. I mean, if you're in the firearms community, you like guns, I suppose, I'd think. So what better way to make your firearms really cool and tactical like John Wick than adding something sweet like this? There's a lot of people that buy firearms and they customize, they add attachments, they upgrade their firearms with these attachments, optics, stocks, whatever, foregrips, and they want to make it cool looking. They want to make it really nice and cool and aesthetic, like something you'd see out of a movie or a video game. And while that's really fun to do, is it practical? Can you apply it to real life situations, or are you just goofing around? Now, that's okay to have guns like that look cool, that look sweet, that's fun, that's awesome. Anyway, getting back to the review. So, is this tactical, meaning are you putting this on for aesthetics, or is it practical and can it work? It's both. So if you want to go the more practical route, this is practical, but if you want to go the more practical route of increasing your mag size or your round count in a firearm, I mean, not mag count or whatever I said, round count in a firearm, they have flush magazines that'll fit essentially, they have double stack, third party, or I don't think they make first party, but there's some companies out there that make flush magazines that fit into your firearm just like that. It's flush on the bottom of the mag well. They have magazines that are double stack or that increase your round count that are flush with the bottom of the mag well, so it's not really noticeable, it's not really flashy, so that's nice. You can buy those online, you can find them. Glock 48 is a fairly new firearm, so with Glocks like the Glock 19, any sort of Glock besides the 48, you can find mag extensions really easily, or just Glock-made magazines that are bigger. The Glock 48, not so much. You have to buy through third party because the Glock 48, it's a newer Glock, so they don't have a lot of accessories for this firearm yet in terms of what Glock makes for the Glock 48. There's not a whole lot. And the downside of a Glock 48 is it is a single stack magazine. You can't tell with the top of it, but it is a single stack, meaning it stacks in a single file line, the rounds down the magazine. It doesn't stack on each side. So what do you get with that? You get less rounds. This, like I said, only holds 10. When you're in a situation in real life where you're gonna have to draw out your firearm, you're gonna have to perhaps take someone's life or stop a threat from doing whatever they're doing or they're trying to do, it's important that you have a lot of rounds in your firearm. Now, realistically, you know, it depends. People can take a lot of rounds to wherever you're shooting them. A lot of people are really resistant, and especially if they're on drugs or if they're taking something or if they're really durable, they got a heavy coat on. Even as far as something super rare, they have a plate carrier on. I don't know. But you can always carry an additional magazine with a Glock 48, 10 rounds, so 10, 10, 20, then you're carrying 20 rounds. But if you're only carrying one magazine, you don't have an extra mag carrier on your holster, you don't have a mag carrier on your belt. The Tyrant Arms +4 extension is a nice way to get 4 extra rounds without having an extra mag, or just keeping it one mag. If you want to just carry around one mag, load it into your firearm, there you go. So it is practical. Now I want to talk about concealed carry and open carry concerning it too. So I open carry as of right now. I'm going to concealed carry in about a month, so that'll be fun. So say that you're carrying your Glock and you don't have that mag extension. Carrying your Glock 48, it's got the 10 rounds in it, and there you go. It's not flashy. You got this black firearm on your hip. We're talking open carry right now. So then you buy this, and now you're carrying this around. It's very, very rare for a person or for someone who's willing to do harm or wanting to do harm to scope out an area before they do anything. A lot of the times, someone who's wanting to rob a bank or rob a store or commit theft, A lot of times, sometimes that occurs at night, and it just really depends on where you live, the state, but most of the time people are not scouting out the area to make sure there aren't any threats. That happens, it does, but it's more often than not that you're going to come across someone who's just going to go in there and do it blindly or just do it really without thinking. That's what a lot of criminals do. Now, it is safe, it is good precaution to know that there may be that rare person that's going to go in and actually try to scope out the area, and they're going to try and see if there's anyone that could cause them harm or that could get in their way or that could stop them. So if you're open carrying, I would suggest, sure, you can have this mag extension on there. It's flashy, so if someone's actually trying to scope out the area, maybe you should just switch to a normal magazine. Or you could wear a longer coat, a trench coat, something to open carry, but cover the firearm in some way. Again, be it a jacket or just something that hangs over the firearm so they don't see it. Now with concealed carry, I haven't concealed carry yet, but I can tell you that a Glock 48 is a more compact Glock that they have on the market. It's not very big. It kind of looks big on the camera. I have normal size hands. It is one of the smallest Glocks. Not the smallest, but one of them. Very compact, very slim. So if you have that mag extension, I'd assume with concealed carry, you'd be just fine. There might be a little bit more discomfort, or it might get in the way a little bit. We can already argue about conceal and open carry all day long. But your best bet, if you want to be the most practical and have a good draw time on a target, is to try and find a third-party single or a double stack mag that'll fit flush with the bottom of the mag well in your Glock. That's kind of what you'd want to do. So let's actually review. Finally, let's get into the review. There was some of the practicals. Is it practical, tactical? It's a bit of both. So it's a nice aesthetic. Anyone who wants to be as covert or as unnoticed as possible is not going to buy this, because you can easily buy a round extension or a double stack third-party magazine for a Glock 48. You can find them online for about as much as this costs. This is about $35, about $35, $40 after tax. So if you're wanting to be completely practical, you'll buy a flush double stack magazine third-party for a Glock 48. That's what you really want to do. This comes in silver, blue, gold, red, and maybe another color, black. So they've got nice colors for it. I'm sure you can find others that have different colors as well, like green or whatever. But let's be honest, anyone that buys a mag extension that looks like this for their Glock is leaning on this is tactical and it looks cool and it looks awesome. I did it because of that. I've open carried with this, and I had a jacket that was kind of covering it, but I have open carried with this. If you're wanting to go the safe route, the absolute safe route, the best way to ensure that your family's safe and you're safe and that you're not going to run into a really rare criminal that's scouting out the area, this is flashy, right? I mean, it kind of screams, shoot me, a little bit. All jokes aside, you do get +4, you do get 4 extra mags, holy shit, I wish. You get 4 extra rounds inside this mag extension. I'm not going to go over how to install it. It's really easily, damn, fluttering all over the place. It's really easy to install. It differs slightly depending on the Glock. We'll cover that though real quick. So basically, you just get this red piece. You'll take your normal magazine. You'll have to take off the base plate, which you do by pushing any sort of small object into that, I don't know if you can see it, that small hole in the center of that base plate. Push that down. It's kind of like a plunger. You'll push hard at a certain angle. It'll pop, and then you slide off the base plate. Look up tutorials on how to do this. This isn't an install guide. This is a review on the mag extension. So basically what you do after you pop that base plate off is you now have just the mag without the base plate. And say this mag isn't here, it's just the extension. So you'll put it in at an angle, you'll pop it down, you'll push at an angle in the middle of the opening of the mag extension, slide it down, slide it back. There's a tiny little plunger. You can see there's a little knob. It's your left. That little knob right there. You'll push that. That'll go. You'll push the mag. You'll push that down. The plunger. Push the mag back and then push it forward, and it'll slide into place. You can look up an install guide. I'm not here to tell you how to do that. Just reviewing this. So is it practical? Is it tactical? It's both. It's lovely. It gives your gun a nice aesthetic. The only thing I kind of wish was a bit different was I kind of wish it was a bit more flush with the mag well. If you can see it, if I push on it, it's a little bit more flush. But just hanging there with no round, there's no rounds in here. just it's not flush all the way. There's a little bit of a crevice, which doesn't bother me. But most, if you're not doing the Glock 48, I can kind of assure you, this Tyrant Arms mag extension with any other Glock mag, I'm sure would look flush and absolutely beautiful, as I've seen online on other YouTube videos. Unfortunately, it's just a little off. It's not exactly flush, but that doesn't really matter. You're worried about the round count, and that's all that matters. And again, it's a lovely aesthetic, and they have threaded barrels, and they have other. If you want to make it tactical and weird, and you want to act like John Wick, which is a stupid idea, but it's good to have at home, or screwing around with your gun on your range if you live on a big property. You can deck out and make your gun all tactical and sweet and whatnot. Let's compare. Also, I forgot to note that you do get. This is just a normal. This is a standard Glock 48 magazine spring. You will get an extended spring with your Tyrant Arms, which I forgot to put in. Honestly, I thought it was just an extra spring that they gave me for whatever reason. But the spring they give you for the mag extension is a bit bigger than this standard Glock 48 mag spring. And I put in the normal spring when I got done installing, or when you take off the orange top, you clip that to the spring, and then you'll slide that into the mag extension. So if you use the normal spring, you'll find that your gun will not lock back when the mag is empty, when you're out of rounds. It won't lock back. The slide will not lock back. You can't tell when you're out of ammo. You'll have to pull the slide back and do a brass check. So put in the extended spring that they give for you for this mag extension. Don't do what I did. It's a stupid mistake. But I noticed it wouldn't lock back when I had the mag in. I'd pull and I'm like, okay, something's not right. And then I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't even have to look up a video. It's stupid me. There's a damn extended spring. So the spring they give you, when you take out the top orange piece and you remove the base plate, put that in with your new Tyrant Arms mag extension and you will be good to go. Again, I wanted to note I have not test fired with this mag extension, but it has been installed properly, and I can kind of assure you that it's going to fire right. It's a Glock. Everything goes smoothly. There you go. Got a nice Glock with a tactical, practical extension. So, as you can tell, obviously this is a normal Glock 48 mag, and then you've got the Tyrant Arms extension. It is a bit bigger, and of course, sticking out, it gives you that kind of cool tactical flair. But if you're wanting to be completely practical and keep your family as safe as possible, you would conceal carry with a third-party extended mag. That'd be the way to go. But this is a really nice aesthetic for your Glocks, and I do highly recommend it.